Hey folks, happy Friday. We finished our week of devotions today, and today we're in the book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 7. So find First Peter. It's way at the end of the Bible, just maybe 5 or 6 pages before Revelation begins. Revelation is the last book of the Bible. And these are letters that are attributed to Peter, though the Peter we read about in the gospel is probably not the one that wrote them, though the way that Christians in that day identified themselves, like we identify ourselves as a Christian from this church or from this denomination oftentimes, and the way that they, because they didn't have churches, didn't have denominations, the way that they often identified themselves as a Christian sort of in the line of Paul or in the line of Peter or in the line of Mark or in the line of John, any of these others, that they could sort of trace, this is where my ancestors or my people or the ones who came before me or the ones who taught me faith, this is where they learned it from. They learned it from Paul or they learned it from Peter. And so then what they do is when they are writing one another communication, so I'm sort of in the family of Peter, that's where I got my Christianity, then I would use Peter's name to say, this is from Peter, if I was a leader in the church, right? That I'm saying in some ways as a Methodist, I may say like John Wesley would say this, or Wesleyan or Methodist would say this. What these books are saying is Peter Christians would say this. So 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 11. The end of all things is near, therefore be serious and discipline yourselves for the sake of your prayers. Above all, maintain constant love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins. Be hospitable to one another without complaining. Like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. Whoever speaks must do so as one speaking the very words of God. Whoever serves must do so with the strength that God supplies, so that God may be glorified in all things through Jesus Christ. So whoever serves one another with whatever gift each of you has received. And so again, you see this call to faith, and at the foundation of faith is service. And here, so, yesterday we pointed out humility is sort of the bedrock of service. That's a beginning place. Here, one of the things that we come to understand is that God believes all of us have been equipped to serve in some fashion. Maybe some people more than others, maybe some people different kinds of service, but as Christian people, imprinted on our hearts is this desire to serve and a strength that comes from God. And so we carry that as a part of the foundation of service. This heartfelt desire whoever speaks must do so as one speaking the very words of God. Whoever serves must do so with the strength that God supplies. God has given us gifts. God has given you gifts to serve. And so how are you going to use those gifts going forward? God bless. Have a great week.